is going to be on the beats.
If I'm girl, I swear I love you. Anything I can do for you, yeah. You are the only one for me.
If I'm boy, I swear I love you. I can't do without you. I said, baby, you are the one for me.
I swear, c'est my mind to tell what up. You fun and your body got butter. That only you are taken to the altar. Baby, oh, baby, oh.
I swear to my mind to butter. Boy, you bad and you make me mellow butter. That only you are taken to my papa. Baby, oh, baby, oh.
My beauty not play. Jella Carlotta in my how you got to spare. Your sweet pass, kill it with it. My heartbeat, you're not feeling my brain, then you check grab my head. Enough for nothing, how you make me say, what's on this? What's on this? La 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 la. Money comes on, la 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 If I'm girl, I swear I love you. Anything I can do for you, yeah. You are the only one for me.
If I'm boy, I swear I love you. I can't do without you. I said, baby, you are the one for me.
I swear, it's in my mind to tell what up. You fun and your body got butter. That only you are taken to the altar. Baby, oh, baby, oh.
I swear to my mind to butter. Boy, you bad and you make me mellow butter. That only you are taken to my papa. Baby, oh, baby, oh. Got me.
Party after party, yeah. Party after party, yeah.
There's one place, and that place is the place you can find all your party supply. It's Models D Party Supply. On Camp Johnson Road is Models D Party Supply. Has all and every kinds of party supplies you need, ranging from party dishes, plastic tablecloths, Disney party banners for kids, flowers for weddings and parties, balloons, different colors and sizes, party dishes, different colors and sizes, gift wrap papers. We also do the following: rental services, chairs, tables, chair covers, table runners, and chair sarge. You can find them all. Models D Party Supply. Our quality products bring you in, and our low prices bring you back. That's why we are Models D Party Supplies. Contact us on Camp Johnson Road, Monrovia, Liberia, next to Yes Transport, or call us on 0777 671 814. 0886 777 665.
Black Hill Regional Park in Maryland comes alive on the 24th of July with an Independence Day country cook featuring a variety of Liberian DJs. Come and enjoy yourself to our Dumbo special, juicy dry rice, pepper soup, and bitter leaf and fufu. Other DJs include rub potato greens, cassava leaf, rare oil potato greens, and so much more. Now, on the sideline of those dishes is the smell of our pepper color and roasted meat that will keep you salivating. Yes, it's the Independence Day Country Cook happening in Black Hill Regional Park, 20930 Lake Ridge. For inquiries and reservation, contact Makam Boyu on cell numbers 240-636-8994 or Malo Brople on 240-5516-742. If you are in the DMV area, you can't afford to miss it as it promises to be great. Come, let's dance to our favorite Liberian songs while we enjoy our favorite DJs. Are you in search of a printing press that can handle all your printing needs? Or are you stressed with finding a printer that can deliver all your printing services on time? Then search no more. Your answer is Dream Design Incorporated. Dream Design Incorporated is a 100% Liberian-owned printing press that can handle all your printing problems. Our services include high-quality large-format printing, oversized printing, digital printing, design and logos creation, and banners and posters printing. We also print brochures, flyers, postcards, face cap, t-shirts, and ID cards. At Dream Design, we pre-finance your work and have a special discount for our customers. We are located at the intersection of Lynch and Kere Streets. For more information, contact us on cell numbers 0776 549 122 or 0886 462 008, or better still, email us via dreamdesignliberia@gmail.com. Dream Design is about time to change your printer for good.
Are you looking for a property to buy or rent? Are you a property owner and looking for a quick and suitable way to sell your properties? Are you looking for a house, an apartment, or land to buy in Liberia, West Africa? Look no further, because Superior Real Estate has all the solutions to your problems. They have beautiful acres of land and comfortable homes for you to buy now. Registered and incorporated, Superior Real Estate is bringing honest real estate transactions and a peace of mind to all their clients. Located in Pinzio, Superior Real Estate can be reached on 0880 544 111 or WhatsApp them on +231 775 874610. You will not be disappointed. Superior Real Estate you can trust.
This love that make me shower, yeah. I'm a little baby, mama.
Are you looking for a place where to fix your keys if loss or damage? Or are you thinking on how to duplicate your home, office, or car keys? Don't worry, because your worries are all over. AutoKey Liberia is the best solution to all of your problems. At AutoKey Liberia, we are specialized in all keys, programs, and professional in other keys and remotes of all types. We are located at Say on Time Bourgeois Orland. Find us at Clever Mission Junction, ELW Community. For more information, you can call the following cell numbers: 0777 337 808 or 0886 530512. Do business with AutoKey Liberia and thank me later.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download SendWave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. And start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to the program. You're listening and watching the Costa Show. Today is the 8th of July, Thursday, the 8th of July, 2021. The time in Monrovia is 7:32. The time in Delaware is 3:32. And I am glad to be here with Boakai there in Monrovia. Good morning, Boakai.
Good morning, Costa, and good morning to our many listeners home and abroad. It's good to be here. You said probably this could be the last edition for this week, right?
Yes, there is no show tomorrow because I am off to Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Today. I'm going to be in Minnesota for the weekend. I return on Monday. It's a long trip. Yeah.
So let me just drop the numbers from yesterday at 10 25 a.m., the National Public Health Institute pull up some numbers when it comes to the COVID-19 cases in our country. So with total confirmed cases, we have 4,994 confirmed cases in our country. And then we have 39 new confirmed cases. And we have 2,343 2,300 for the active confirmed cases, 2,343. And the total death, our death toll is at 135 with one new death. And the recovery, we have 2,516 with 47 new recoveries. So this is just the numbers that came out yesterday at 10:25 a.m.
All right, Bogga, thank you. Yesterday, 2 days ago, we talked about the situation at the Liberia Electricity Corporation, LEC.
Yeah.
Where employees of the corporation have been complaining about a number of issues. The company, as you all may be aware, is being managed by a foreign firm called ESBI. And the LEC workers have been complaining of heavy-handedness by some of the workers of this foreign firm. There's a guy called Jason. He's a white guy. He's an expatriate. And they've been complaining about how they've been treated. So they staged a protest. Yesterday, the LEC workers turned off the entire grid. There was no electricity. They turned it off to shut down the power grid. And for several long hours while they were protesting, second day of protest. I think that strategy worked. Now, when some of them spoke to me, told them, look, you need to continue this. If you want to get any results, you have to continue. You can't protest for a day and go back to work. Bogga.
Yeah.
I'm getting that feedback. I don't like to. So I told them, you can't do 1 day of protest and expect that these guys would listen to you. You must continue. And I'm glad the LEC workers listened. They continued their protests. And yesterday, they got the management to make some concessions to them. That's what they did. And they sent me a copy of that document. They signed an MOU with the LEC management. Some of the things they got, the 30% cut that was made of their salaries, they got that money back. According to the commitment, they got their 30% cut back, restored. They asked the management, a guy called Jason, this white guy who's the head of safety from ESBI, said Jason has been very bad to them. They want Jason out. According to the MOU, which they sent me, Jason is supposed to be replaced, or he is supposed to go back home. They also asked that a certain Nigerian guy named Peter, who was like a LEC contractor who makes a lot of money from LEC, that the contract with Peter be canceled. Well, management said they will. Now they make commitments. Some of these things I know is often difficult when it comes to people living up to the commitments that they make. So we're going to see. So I told the guys at LEC, I said, look, whenever you want results, just protest. Shut the damn electricity grid down. You shut it down, they're going to lose money. They're not going to want that. So just shut it down. And so now the workers know this, they know the trick. Shut it down, they're going to try to make a deal. That's what's going to happen. So we want to say kudos then to the workers at LEC. And here is what I'm going to tell you. Management is going to try to see how it can maneuver its way out of the commitments that it made to you yesterday. They're going to try to do that. They're going to try to give you excuses as to why they can't let go of Jason, the white boy. They're going to also try to tell you that it's difficult to terminate their contract with this crooked Nigerian guy called Peter. They're going to also try to tell you that the management cannot afford to restore your 30% salary cut. They're going to try to wiggle their way out of this, but you must remain consistent. And when the need arises, which I believe certainly will, you must apply some more pressure to ensure that the things to which they committed themselves, they will deliver upon. That's the strategy. Consistency, constant pressure. You know, shut the damn LEC thing off, and nobody should work. Hold together. I want to and you will get results. Did you say something, Baga?
Yeah, I want to come in.
Please do.
Yeah, for me, with what occurred yesterday at the Liberia Electricity Corporation, I don't think cutting off power is necessary, because at the time wherein we Liberians are fighting this deadly virus, we have patients in various hospitals, we have patients in treatment centers. We should be thinking about them also, Costa, because if there's no current and we're using current on oxygen to treat our patients. Now, if yesterday the entire country was off, the entire country was off. The guys went, you know, once you cut the Boucher Island power station, the entire country goes off. So now we should be thinking about our people there in JFK, our people there at the treatment center, Starbase, and other places, Costa, because this pandemic we're using oxygen, and oxygens have to relate with current. And if there's no current, how will our people survive?
Well, Baga, so you have a point. I agree with the point that you make, but the management should also be concerned about that. Don't mess with the workers. The management should be responsible, and they should be concerned about that. We're talking about people here, people's lives. You understand? So the management should be concerned. Okay, if we treat these people bad, they will turn the damn power off, and it could affect people. So let them be concerned. So I'm not going to sit here and tell the workers, don't ever turn the power grid, don't shut it off, because the management and the people might all the hospitals you're talking about, they have generators. Okay, all of them, they have generators there. So let them take care of the people. Yeah, okay? Let them take care of the workers. Like I tell you, say, you Baga, you work for me. I don't pay your salary. Then I tell you, so, oh Baga, don't protest for your salary, because you know I gotta go buy my wife something, and it's very important to her. My son Henry, his shoes that he can wear to school is spoiled, so I can't pay your salary now. How my son will go to school, and so. No, that's not your business. That's not your business. You need your salary. You understand? So let the management people be the ones to think about that one there. The workers too. Look at the man who died, Jacob Douglas. And they go wrongfully fire Jacob Douglas, and they wrongful dismissal made Jacob Douglas to die. Yeah. Now the wrongful dismissal made Jacob Douglas to die. They fired the man for simply doing what the man was instructed to do according to a work order approved by the commercial department. And the man died, and he left a family behind. So let the management be concerned about that. Let them be considerate of the people in the hospitals. Yeah. And besides, the hospitals got generators. So I stand with the LEC workers. They have been treated badly, and I think they should be taken care of. I'm also concerned about the hospitals, but I'm concerned about the LEC workers too, because guess what? They're humans. They are not aliens from Mars. Let them do what they promised them. How you go? When I ever told you, I said, Bwaka, you know, time high. So right now I gotta cut 30% from your salary because no money. Yes, we are struggling. Have I ever done that? Why you look at me? You cut 30% from my pay. Involuntary cut. You know, it's against the labor law. The labor law of Liberia. It says that when somebody works for you, you cannot cut their salary. You can only increase their salary. Yeah. So they treat the poor badly. So I support the LEC workers. They've got families. They've got responsibilities. You just get up one day, you cut the man pay by 30%. And you say, oh, the corporation not making enough money. But the damn Sanama Swan, the white people here, bro, they're making 15,000. They're making 20,000. The poor man making $200, $300. You take 30% from your pay. Then you say, oh, don't call it let off because you know the hospital doesn't need lead. Now COVID time. You want to use COVID as an excuse? No. No COVID as an excuse. National security issue. To hell with national security issue. The rights of individual citizens are more important to me than some damn stupid justification. That's the way I am. If I ever have power, that's how I run the country. Every citizen, every person's right is important. Don't tell me about the greater good. In that case, the greater good does not apply. Take care of the LEC workers. They've got families. They work hard. Take care of them. Don't tell me about COVID. Put a generator on to the hospital. Yeah, let the generator be on.
Yeah, cause so now my question to you is that the British guy and other foreigners that they are talking about that they
I don't
should
know whether
leave.
they're British, but I know they are white.
Yeah, they are British. I think there is a MOU between the government and the entity that is running LEC.
Hire them on a management contract, ESBI. That's what they're called.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking if there's a breach between them, if it will not fall on the government.
Why the government doesn't care about its citizens? You acting like you know. Government Liberia is a useless government. Not only this one, all the governments are useless. They don't care about their citizens. They don't protect their citizens. Don't we have the same thing at APM terminals where the workers protest all the time? They protest all the time because they've been treated badly. We have the same situation. So we must tell the APM terminal worker, oh, y'all just take it. Let it go to your back. But, you know, you can't stop working because the poor people will not get a container. Just a few days ago, they are not British. They're Irish, Parker. They're Irish.
Oh,
yeah, they're Irish people. I mean, you may call them UK citizens, but they're Irish. But then Ireland is not part of the UK. Northern Ireland is, but Ireland is an independent country. But anyway, back to the issue. Just a few weeks ago, workers at APM terminals were protesting. You remember what guy?
Yeah.
And you remember what that protest led to, right? What did it cause?
Yeah, it caused a lot of things in the country.
People
people
were not able to clear their containers.
Yeah, people.
So are you saying that the APM terminal workers should continue to swallow the bitter pills just so Bwaka can clear his container? Is that how people should live? Oh, Bwaka, just pay, man. You know I gotta buy my son Henry a new pair of shoes, so I can't pay your salary, huh? No, nobody's rights should be sacrificed just so somebody else can be comfortable. That is not the kind of country that I want. Everybody, down to the janitor at the ministry, his rights are just as important to me as are the rights of the minister himself. That is the kind of person that I am. So the APM terminals workers have been suffering in agony. We signed one of the worst concessions in the history of our country, and the workers there are suffering. And then we should say, let the APM workers continue to stomach the bad treatment just because Bwaka shipped a container that he has not been able to clear out of the port. My man, that's not the worker's damn concern. That's not his concern. All he knows, he wants his salary. He wants to be treated fairly. That's what people should do. Yeah, that's what I support. I support the individual, ordinary man's interest. I don't give a damn about so-called, oh yeah, you will embarrass some people. People have to always be embarrassed. Okay? I've started peaceful protest. When people protest all over the world, people are inconvenienced, people are embarrassed. It is the quintessential effect of protest. That's the reason why people protest in the first place, so that people may be embarrassed. Because you know that you may be inconvenienced, you may lose money. That is the reason why people will protest, so that's the leverage they have. No protest is effective if somebody is not embarrassed or is not inconvenienced or does not lose money. No protest. Somebody has to be inconvenienced. Somebody has to be embarrassed. Somebody has to lose money. And that is what your leverage is. You who protest. That's the way it works. Okay? That's the way it works all over the world. You should care less about the convenience and the comfort of the people you are protesting against. Your rights should be demanded at all times. If not the case, look, do you know how the Indians, led by Mahatma Gandhi, gained independence from the British? In India, they protested. Gandhi did all sorts of things, led people, walked for many miles, hundreds or a few thousand miles, and led millions of people and did all kinds of things. They did sit-ins, they got beaten. Do you know how Martin Luther King helped get Lyndon Johnson to sign the Civil Rights Act in July of 1964? You think it was because they were never handed it on a silver platter? They protested, they marched. Dr. King went to jail tons of times. Rosa Parks, who's celebrating American history today, you know what happened? She got up one day, she was so tired, she refused to get up and go to the back of the bus. She said, today I'm tired, I'm not going to the back of any bus. You can put me in jail, you can do whatever you want to do. She was just an ordinary woman who had come from work that day. She had worked many long hours and sewing and pants or clothes, and that's what happened. When ordinary people have the courage to stand up, history remembers them. They distinguish themselves by their courage. Rosa Parks was an ordinary woman. You see, in Liberia, we don't understand the quintessential effect and reason for protesting. That's why we're treated badly all the time. We don't know. Rather, we prefer to fight war and burn buildings and massacre people and disembowel pregnant women. But to stand up and do peaceful protest, we don't know it. But I'm a student of history. I know what it means when people protest. I know all too well. And it works. It's worked in every single place around the world. Look at what we did to George Weah. There are those who say, oh, what the results? We did get results. We brought the international media to Liberia's doorsteps. The world media came to capture the images, to beam them across the world. It gave us a voice. The Council of Patriots recognized internationally. We embarrassed George Weah. We embarrassed him. That is the effect of it. And we did all of that without burning anybody's car, without smashing anybody's car window, without hurting anybody at all. It was peaceful. The most peaceful protest in the history of the country. So I am a student of nonviolence. I'm a student of Mahatma Gandhi, a student of Martin Luther King, of Henry David Thoreau, the proponents of peaceful protest. And so let no one tell anybody don't protest because somebody will get inconvenienced. That is quintessentially why people should protest, because somebody will get inconvenienced. Somebody who's comfortable, somebody who cares less will get inconvenienced. And because they will, that's why people should protest. Yeah, that's exactly why. Let me talk about Haiti, Boakai. Haiti was the first black nation to gain independence. The first black nation to gain independence. I believe it was 1828 or something. It's the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere. In that part of the world, Haiti is the poorest country in that part of the world. This is a country that is a black country of mostly former slaves, 11 million people approximately. And this guy, Jovenel Moïse, was a brutal dictator. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I support the gruesome assassination of the president of Haiti and the wounding of his wife, which ultimately led to her death yesterday. But according to the story, it is suspected that the assassins who attacked him at his private residence early in the morning and killed him spoke Spanish or foreign assassins. It is believed that those foreign assassins were contracted by well-placed people within the Haitian government that he, Moise, led. This guy was ruthless. This guy murdered people in cold blood. This guy beat people, brutalized people. This guy was bad, very deeply corrupt. You know, some people are like, oh, they killed the president. To hell with the president. The lives of innocent people he took, his life was not better than their lives. In fact, I'm going to say maybe God approved it. Do you know how many poor people that guy killed? How many people's lives he destroyed? And because they kill him, so I'm going to be feeling sad. I don't feel sad when a wicked person dies. I don't. I don't support assassinations. I don't support coup d'etats. I don't support violence in general. But I also do not cry when wicked people die. I do not cry, regardless of how they die. You know, I see some of you were crying when Saddam Hussein and when Gaddafi was murdered, gruesomely murdered. Do you know how many people Gaddafi murdered? Do you think your life is more important just because you're the president of a damn country? When you are murdered in cold blood, after murdering countless thousands or hundreds of innocent people, I will drink to that. Good riddance. Because no other human being has the right to take away the life of another human being. No other. It is the worst sin in the eye of God, okay? To murder another human being. No matter who the hell you are, you've got no right to kill another person in cold blood. Absolutely no rights. No rights to destroy people's lives, to kill them. He was a bad man. And so a bad man who destroyed so many people and he died. I celebrate the end of terror, at least momentarily, for the people of Haiti, whose lives he destroyed. You think I'm going to sit here and say, hey, they killed a president? No, you know what? Read the American preamble to their Constitution. Read it, okay? You know what the American people said? Those beautiful, powerful words crafted by Thomas Jefferson. I'm going to tell you what it says. Not verbatim, but I'm going to tell you. The Americans said, look, we know we are a colony of England. But guess what? God himself would support us when a people, when a people are being suppressed and oppressed by a government of their own or a foreign government, they have the right to stand up to overthrow that government. That's what the Americans said. Oh, I know the history. They can't tell me otherwise because those words are printed, and I read that stuff before I came to school in America, and in school in America, we analyzed it. The Americans said that you have the right to stand up to overthrow a government that suppresses you, that destroys your rights. That's what the Americans said in the preamble of their Constitution, written by Thomas Jefferson. You may overthrow your government. You may share blood. The American also talking about sharing blood. That the tree of liberty from time to time has to be watered by the blood, with the blood of a traitor. Hello, are you listening?
I'm listening.
The tree of liberty has to be watered from time to time with the blood of a traitor. Remember, you hear that kind of thing the American boy wrote? That sometimes you gotta kill traitors and use their blood to water the tree so that the tree of liberty. You know, somebody what kind of tree? This is a figurative speech. The tree of liberty, by that, Thomas Jefferson meant democracy, freedom of expression, freedom of speech. Yeah. That is a tree of liberty. That tree has many branches. And so Thomas Jefferson meant from time to time, when bad people stand up, when bad leaders stand up and they begin to suppress you and destroy your lives, you are justified. Yes, he said patriots and tyrants. But I'm focusing on the tyrants. Patriots will die in the process because they will be setting out to fight. But the tyrants are the ones who that their blood you gotta use to water the tree so the tree can continue to grow. That is what Thomas Jefferson said. And this is in the American Constitution, the preamble. So when bad leaders die, when leaders become bad and corrupt, the Americans say you have the right to overthrow them. Hello? When leaders become bad and wicked to their people, you have the right to overthrow them. You see? Because nobody should suffer at the hands of another person, no matter who the hell you are. Nobody.
Of course, I just want to now they see American as say if a leader is bad, you have the right to overthrow them. Will be the same American coming again to say we should establish war crown code and then
no, that one different. Yes, they are right. When you murder innocent people, okay?
Yeah.
When you murder innocent people, yeah. Somebody just quoted the exact words here. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Of course. Thank you, my friend Heat Minor Jr. I know that thing, my boy. You know how many times I've read the American Constitution and the preamble? You understand? So the Americans will talk about war crimes code because guess what? When you're fighting a war, and they fought many wars, and they prosecuted people after their wars for committing gruesome crimes, you have no right to kill innocent people. You have no right to open pregnant women's stomachs to remove their fetus or their babies. You have no right to sexually exploit people, to use people as sex slaves. You have no right to do any of those things. And so those things are classified as war crimes. War crimes. That's what they are, okay? War crimes. So yeah, so don't get confused. You may fight a war. We're all committing war crimes, okay? Don't kill innocent people. Don't cut people, don't chop people's arms off. Don't subject women to sexual servitude. Don't do that. Don't use children. You may fight a war, a clean war, without committing those crimes. So war crimes are clearly defined, okay? Not everybody who carries a gun committed war crimes. Let me just tell you that, okay? Yeah.
Yeah, because I just can't understand when it comes to the president of Haiti, because he have his security detail and nothing happened to any of them. His wife was not killed. Even though she was shot, but she's present at the hospital. But only him.
She has died of the wound.
Oh,
it has been reported that she died. But go on, Boga. Go on.
Yeah. So I just don't know. He was only him. The guys targeted. Only him they went for. Because I can't understand. So the entire security detail, they knew nothing about this. They just sat down and allowed the assassin to come in, do what they wanted to do, and then walk out.
Boga.
Yeah.
It is believed that there were people in the government who were part of this.
That's it.
That's it. Anyway, let's move on. That's Haiti. I hope that country will get that country, I hope they will get it. They will get it right, because it's just sad, extremely sad. Let's move on to another issue here. 2 days ago, you know, we lost. I say we, the people of Broadville, myself personally, lost somebody that was very close to us. Of course, his case was not COVID, just so you know. Mr. T. Banks, he passed away 2 days ago, and we were very close. He was like a father to me, and I spoke to him a few days earlier, and he was not looking good at all. And I want to use this platform to just pay tribute to him. He loved this show so much. I remember when we had the radio station before we got shut down, T. Banks would listen to the show in the morning, the live broadcast, and in the evening he would listen to it again. I mean, it's just, and he did it religiously. And when we got shut down, he made sure he had, you know, he set up his internet, and so that he would be able to listen to the show. And we want to, I'm sure he is watching from wherever he is today, listening to the show. And I pray that the family, his wife, Auntie Pat, his children, my friend Teddy Banks, William Banks, and Aloysius Banks, they will find solace in the Lord, and his extended relatives and friends and loved ones. My deepest condolences to you on the passing away of Mr. T. Banks. Very sad. He just celebrated his 70th birthday on the 22nd of June, and he died a few days ago. Yeah, some deaths really strike you hard, really, really do. And every time I went to Liberia, he and his wife, Antipat, they would make me kidney beans. And I would find a day. If I were in Liberia for a week or 2 or 3 or a month, at least, I would find one day. I would make one day. And I would drive up to Broadville, and I would sit down with them and eat with them. And yeah, it was always like that. Yeah. And now he's gone. Yeah. So we're going to very sad. The legislature is currently discussing the Senate, the president's letter that he wrote to them about 1.5 years ago. And what they are discussing is, how did you proceed? Of course, the Senate, you can remember, on the 22nd of June, the day after the congressional hearing, the legislature put out a 24-page response or positions on the call by the Americans for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court. And the leadership of the Senate signed that particular position statement. And they're still trying to beat around the bush. They don't want justice for the Liberian people. Instead, they're asking for something called the Transitional Justice Commission, which is absolute nonsense. I don't support it. And only a complete, irredeemable idiot would support such a thing. They don't want a war crimes court. What they want instead is a stupid thing, stupid commission, where they will take the Liberian people's money, which could be used for other very important things, and set up a commission and put some idiots there that would then go across the country, supposedly to engage with the Liberian people and consult with them, and then come back and write a report essentially saying, oh, the Liberian people say we should move forward and forget about prosecuting people. That's what I want to do, Bogai. I mean, these people think they are smart. So I've been told that the US Congress will issue a statement very soon on Liberia after the hearing, and the next course of actions, the next steps will unfold. The government is in denial. They don't believe that sanctions will come for their corruption, for the things they're doing. In fact, they were in denial. They say I was lying when I said there was going to be a hearing. Everybody say I was lying, except for our people who believe us. The hearing happened. Another hearing will happen. It's expected next month. And sanctions will come. They don't want to believe it. Fine. You know, when a woman is pregnant and somebody notices that she's pregnant, and the person tells her that they think that she's pregnant, she says, no, I'm not pregnant. Well, you just have to wait. Because, as we say in Liberian parlance, pregnancy does not hide. It does not grow from behind. Her stomach would get protruded, and the baby will grow in her stomach, and everybody will see. So yes, you will all see what will happen when the sanctions come. And then the next thing they will be saying, oh, well, the sanctions, people don't mean it. We'll try to undo it. Some kind of stupid thing they will say. It's the same thing that happened with the child stealer people. When the sanctions were coming, child stealer people were saying, oh, man, Taylor was democratically elected. Nobody can do anything to him. The sanctions came. And the whole government was crippled. And they deserved the sanctions, just so you know. Charles Taylor was a terrible leader. Anybody who thinks otherwise is an absolute idiot. Taylor was a bad man. This is a man who was given a country after he brought the war and hundreds of thousands of people lost their lives. They made him president of the republic. He won a free and fair election by over 75% of the votes. And then, instead of focusing on the country, he decided to engage in all kinds of things, supporting, you know, civil wars in other countries, and for their diamonds, and to try to, expand his influence, his power in the region. Taylor deserved what he got. I don't support bad leaders, no matter who you are. If you're my own father, you're a bad leader, I'm sure as hell I would be against you. Let me just tell you this. That thing y'all can do, I see people be defending their parents. Let me tell you something. If my father was a bad leader, if I cannot publicly speak out to condemn him, the last thing I would do is to defend him. If my power were bad or my mind was bad, I will never defend him or her. It's just me. If I can, I would never. It's just me. You're bad, you're bad. You know, but people are like that. They are blinded. They are blinded, or they are blind to the wickedness and the misdeeds of their loved ones, their parents or their children. But trust me, if my son Henry Costa turns out to be bad, I will tell you he's bad. And if he does bad to people, I will never condone it, because nobody is better than the other person. This is just who I am. Nobody. So Taylor deserved what he got. To all you people who sitting there and thinking that the Taylor government, they deserve the sanctions. They deserve what they got. And the Georgia people will equally deserve their sanctions. They will deserve it when the sanctions come. And nobody will sit down here and tell you, say, maybe, because Weah was democratically elected and blah. Absolute nonsense. He's a bad leader. He's a rogue. He's a criminal. A terrible man. And so when the sanctions come, they will be well deserved. Now, The other day, we told you about this case between the Japanese company that is just about concluding or completing the Somalia Drive road project funded by the government of Japan through a $50 million grant to the Liberian people. The company was sued by Mr. Tuni Lawal, a naturalized Liberian citizen of Nigerian stock. Mr. Lawal sued the company because he believes that the company took his land and gave the land, the government took his land and gave it to the company. Now, instead of going to the government for his land, the land he claims is his, he decided to sue the company instead, to harass the company. Mr. Lawal is demanding from the company $400,000 for land rental. This is the Stephen Tower Estate football field that was given to the company under the MOU that was entered into between the company and the government of Liberia, that the government would provide the company land, sites that the company would use to set up their factory or their plant to produce, to do the road, to keep the equipment. They would use as their logistics base, you know? And so the government gave that land to the company in 2018. Stephen Tower Estate football field. Mr. Lawal claims that he bought the land. I spoke with the gentleman who is supposed to have sold the land to Mr. Tony Lawal, Mr. Stephen Newell. He lives in the States. Mr. Newell said he could not, I don't know how Mr. Newell could forget that, but he said he could not really, he did not confirm nor deny that he sold the land to Tony Lawal. Okay. That is what Mr. Newell said to me. I spoke with him. Okay. I said, Mr. Newell, did you or did you not sell this land to Mr. Lawal? Yes. And Mr. Newell said, look, I signed a lot of deeds. We sold a lot of land. So I cannot remember every specific property we sold. That's what Mr. Newell said. Now, I have no way of saying Mr. Newell is lying, but he did sign the deed. I believe I shared those documents with him. You know? So the point here, Bwaga, is Lawal claims he bought the land from Stephen Newell. I've spoken with some lawyers who said to me that the land cannot or could not be sold by Mr. Newell. You know, he didn't have the right to sell the land. Yeah. Now, today, I believe it's today, Judge Sheplo Domba, the case is before him. The government of Liberia has stepped in to defend the company. The government of Liberia wrote to the court. They filed a motion to intervene. A motion to intervene, to be allowed to intervene in the matter. The government of Liberia has also sent an affidavit to the court, informing the court through a sworn affidavit that it was they who gave the land to the company to use for the project. That's what the government has said. As far as Mr. Lawal's claim of ownership is concerned, the government does not seem to recognize Mr. Lawal's ownership of the land. Okay. The government is not acknowledging that Mr. Lawal did indeed buy the land. So the government is basically saying to the court, let Lawal take up issue with us and leave the company alone. Mr. Lawal filed a motion for attachment. Attachment meaning he wants a number of the company's assets, some of their road construction equipment, which they are currently using to complete the road project, to be attached, to be confiscated, to be seized, which bring the project to a screeching halt. Mr. Lawat does not care that this might delay the project. All he cares about is that the government or the company's equipment are seized so that the company would be forced to pay him $400,000. Mr. Lawat had been interceding with me. Mr. Lawat asked me to cooperate with him, to abandon this advocacy and cooperate with him so that together we can win this case against the company, and that when he wins the case, he will give me $10,000. Mr. Lawal wrote these things to me. Oh, Costa, don't waste your time. Come join me. Don't spoil the case. I'll give you 10,000 or we'll win the case. I keep telling Mr. Lawal, well, he stopped writing to me because he realized that I wasn't buying his deal. I keep telling Mr. Lawal that I have no interest. My only interest is to see that the project is concluded. And that if he claims the land belongs to him, let him take up issue with the government of Liberia and not the company.
Yeah.
Mr. Lawal thinks that since the company is about to leave, now is the time to try to stop the company, seize the equipment, and so that he would be able to get a deal. So I told Lawal, I'm not interested. Deal with the government. Go and take up issue with them. Now, so we went to see what Sheplo Dumba will rule. Sheplo Dumba is a very crooked judge. I know him. I've dealt with him. And I don't trust him. So, Sheplo Dumba, I'm watching you. I'm told you're supposed to rule today. And
this Costa, the project should be turned over this month because
July 26th.
Yeah.
July 26th is when the project will be turned over. So Tuni Lawal was trying to make sure they see some of the company's equipment so that the project, the completion deadline does not get to be met. That was the whole idea. He doesn't want to. He wanted to delay the guy, seize the equipment, and then the project deadline would not be met. And you know how important that road is. I lived in Stephen Tower Estate for many years, from 2003 to 2009. That road is extremely important. Traffic on the Somalia Drive is a killer. And you want to jeopardize the project because you claim the land is yours, you know? So I told Mr. Lawal I'm not interested in his money. And look at the guy they saying, you know, John me left for the kids. How do I somersault now after telling the people that your claim against the company is not nationalistic? It does not make sense to me. And I don't even support this thing or acknowledge your right, your claim of ownership to this land, that you've staked on this land. And then you want me to somersault and get on the same, sit on the same platform and tell the Liberian people, many of whom who have trust in me, that you are in the right and that you should seize the the company's equipment. You want me to do that? How am I going to look in the eyes of the people? Huh? How am I going to look in the eyes of the Liberian people? I can't do that. I'm not perfect, but that's absolute nonsense. There's just certain things people should just not do. You can't turn around and tell the person, oh man, yeah, you know, I think the companies will get to me our money. And so I can't do that. $10,000 thing. Let's go to this case with George B. Kailondo and GT Bank. Thank you, Councillor Roosevelt Good. He said that the NHA could not have sold that land. The property is part of 1,100 acres of land expropriated by the government of Liberia in the early 1960s for industrial purposes. Well, I spoke with a gentleman who was the guy who led the efforts that built that particular estate and other estates. Mr. Reynald, I believe his name is Reynald Menza. He's in the US now. retired, very well-spoken gentleman, very experienced. He worked for Willie Talbot as a National Housing Authority boss. He was the one who built that estate. And he told me the history of that land, how they acquired that land. Okay? Yes, this gentleman reached out to me. You know, he said, Mr. Costa, you know, I don't talk publicly on issues, but that land you talked about, I know so much about it because I was the head of the National Housing Authority back then. And I know exactly how we got that land and what Willie Talbot did for us to get that land, to build the estate. Yes. He told me about the Cabra estate with Amika Cabra, they named it after him. The other estates, the Omatadi, you know, he lectured me. I learned a lot from that gentleman, you know. And so that land, you know, should not have been sold, or if indeed it was sold, to Lawa. That sale was not a legitimate sale, according to what I have been told. Now, Councillor George B. Kailondo, he's a lawyer, he's a businessman, and he loves cars. Oh, Judge loves cars. I don't know anybody else in Liberia who loves cars as much as he does. But of course, he works hard for his money and he buys expensive, nice cars. Now, but that's not what we're talking about. A few days ago, I told you that George B. Kailondo had a case with GT Bank. You know, this thing is worrisome, Waka. For those who have a lot of money that they can't keep on their person, that they have to put in the bank. Some banks, some of these banks, oh my God. George B. Kailondo had a situation with GT Bank. This thing started as far back as 2015. They began to steal George Kailondo's money from his account. The total money that was stolen over a period of time, dating as far back as 2015, was $930,000. When George Kailondo finally discovered that they had been stealing money from his account, scheming over his account, he requested an audit, a reconciliation process. They set up a committee. The bank provided 3 auditors. He brought 1. And in the end, the reconciliation concluded that $930,000 was stolen from his account by GT Bank. They agreed. Then they made a stipulation. And they went ahead and they paid a total of $530,000 or $520,000. They paid $520,000 by May. Okay.
Wow.
By May, they paid $520,000. Hold on, brother. And they had a balance to pay. I'm trying to go to the numbers. I want to give you the exact numbers. The reason it's worrisome is that suppose you have a lot of money in the bank and you're not paying attention, you don't really do your, you don't really check your bank balances or your bank statements, you don't do your own reconciliation. Imagine what those buggers will do to you, brother. Just imagine. Do you worry about that, bugger? Does that worry you? Potentially? I know you got a lot of money in the bank now, but time will come you have a lot of money. Does that worry you?
Totally.
Before you be thinking your money there while they're still in there. This is worrisome.
You go put a lady, yeah, Costa, Neko. Like I said the last time, if it can happen to a well-known person like Kailondo, what's about those marketeers, the market women and all the other people then, the wheelbarrow boys that take their $5 and $10 there? What become of them? What do you think happening to them?
Exactly.
I don't have the voice to come to Costa and say, oh, Costa, this is what happening to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mr. Kailondo, they stole a total of $930,000 from his account. After the audit and the reconciliation, the bank agreed. $930,000 was stolen. $930,000 US. That is $70,000 shy of $1 million US. That's a lot of money, Buckeye. After they agreed, they proceeded to pay some of the money. USD, my people, United States dollars. So by May of this year, the bank paid Kailondo $510,000 US. $510,000 US they paid by May of this year. Now they had a balance of $420,000 to pay. Of the $420,000 balance, 3 weeks ago, they paid Kailondo $112,500. Of the balance, $420,000, they paid him $112,500. 3 Fridays ago. 3 Fridays ago. Listen. Then they owe him a balance of $307,500. $307,500. I got all the numbers here. Now, Mr. Kailondo is demanding that they pay him an amount of $1.5 million in damages. Because Mr. Kailondo believes, and justly so, that if they had not stolen his money, he as a businessman, could have turned that money around and he would have made money off of that money. And so he's demanding in damages $1.5 million. Now the bank does not want to pay Kailondo that $1.5 million in damages. Isaac, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, the audience out there. Good morning, Boyka.
Good. Now we're on this George Kailondo versus GT Bank issue.
I was listening to you.
Yeah. I mean, Isaac, so where you got your money in the bank in Liberia?
So that's why I want to ask, and I will try to find out from some of our banking experts. In other countries, they got deposit insurance corporations that protect people's interests.
The FDCI, yeah, in the US.
FDIC.
Yeah, the FDIC, right?
Yeah, like here in the US. So we got to wonder, how is Kailondo protected? Is it only the legal system he can go to get his money?
Yeah, the central bank could not help him. I'm telling you.
Are you the central bank could not help?
I am telling you, I know this because Kailondo spoke with me. And the people at the central bank, in fact, he believed that they were trying to step on the case, the Liberian way.
Wow.
Yeah. And the bank agreed. They said, yeah, we took your money, $930,000 US. I said, this is almost $1 million.
Yes, for everything I explained, it's clear. So
they paid him some of the money. They owe him a balance of $307,500, which they haven't paid yet. Of the original $930,000, he's asking for $1.5 million. Do you think his demand is justified?
In addition to the original $900,000,
he's asking for damages. You stole my money, almost $1 million, and I didn't notice it for several years. So I want you to pay me some money.
Well, and who is he asking? Has he taken it to the court to ask that?
No, you know, right now the bank does not want to go to court. So all of this was resolved between him and the bank. So he's requesting this from them. But they don't even want to make a compromise.
He should have gotten that kind of agreement before he agreed to them paying the $900,000.
Why is it? The fact that they even acknowledged that they stole $930 from him and they made payments against the $930.
Okay, can you explain to me? You keep saying steal. Where's
Baga? Baga is gone?
Oh, Baga drop off?
Yeah. Who will connect with him again?
Okay. When you say steal, do you mean maybe 1 or 2 employees in the bank connived to steal his money?
I can't really say, but they were scheming money off of his account for years.
Yeah, but then you need to identify what that theft is. Because if the bank itself as an institution using its computer system or whatever means to steal from Kailondo, then that's much more of a criminal act than to say 1 or 2 employees over time, tellers and other people were stealing his money. So that got to be looked into too. And I'm surprised that a case of this magnitude has not caught the central bank's attention, that's supposed to be the regulatory institution, to really investigate it and be serious about it, because that's why people don't trust the banking system, folks. A lot of people don't trust our banking system. And we really, really need to look into those kind of situations where, you know, people can operate impunity. And when we talk about impunity, it's not only government officials, it's organizations, it's institutions, simply because the rule of law is not prevalent in our society. People have no real recourse in terms of what happens to them. And the standards, the levels of investigations, the level of adjudication for cases, it will probably tell us on something different. But Henry, I think Kalano got to really understand how his money got taken away, how it got skimmed from his account. He needs to know that. But I agree. I don't know how he calculated his damages. But if you look at that 900,000 over time, what investments did he lose because he did not put some of that 900,000 towards that investment? What current situation that if he had that money in his hand, he could have invested it, he lost that. Plus the anguish of actually losing your money and realizing that the pain and suffering, those are part of it. I don't know his calculation, but he has some justification for remuneration beyond that 900,000. That's a fact.
But look at the bigger picture. ABKDA is a businessman. He's in the same industry as Kalando, and he says we got over 10 cases like this. So he knows what he's talking about. Isaac, I mean, let's look at it, right? This is the bank, for Christ's sake, Isaac, a whole bank that does this kind of thing. Would you want to open an account with that bank, Isaac, with GT Bank?
No. That's why people want to, you know, hide their money under their mattresses. That's why no LD currency in the bank. But like you said, some people got huge monies that they cannot keep on their person. They can't keep on the mattress. They got to put in the bank. So they are really limited. And I can't see how the government can look at that case or can look at the preponderance of cases. More than 10 cases of this kind of nature. And probably more if you talk to other banks and you talk to other individuals. Oh, it's man.
People's money from their account.
We need confidence in our banking system. And unfortunately, like what's his name? Larry was saying yesterday. I know the bank governor, you know, we used to call him Junior. We always used to play soccer in Newark back in the day. But where's the qualification for that man to run our national, you know, the central bank is not there. On paper is not there. On experience is not there. A compliance officer does not rise to that level. And that's some of the issues with this George Weah government, where people are totally misplaced in the positions they occupy, don't have the qualification, don't have the credentials to occupy those positions. And it shows as sometimes those things bubble up. You can't keep hiding people. You got to put the right qualified people into positions to do the job, or the job will not get done. So, you know, I don't know who listening for the National Bank. The National Bank needs to step in.
Somebody says he has documentation for the money. They stole money from him. Somebody just wrote that comment. You know, he said they stole his money. Yesterday I spoke with a lady. She called me. Somebody put on me.
Somebody said they're banking in Sierra Leone. You see? Don't mind driving to Sierra Leone regularly to do my banking. Can you imagine?
Wow. A lady called me and said to me, we got Boakai back.
Welcome back, B.
George, is everything okay there?
Yes, everything okay. But we'll get a little
my tuning, the website.
Yes.
Everything is back on?
Yes, but we'll have a little problem. We'll talk after the show.
Y'all make me spend money again. I hope it doesn't involve spending money. No
everything
money,
back. You know, one thing got damaged, but we'll talk that after the show. We can talk about.
Yeah, man. I hate the y'all looking at about. One thing got damaged. Yeah, I'll tell you, they have power problem just now. Yeah, come and spend for nothing money. But
that's
anyway,
another thing. That's another thing people are not protected on. That power surge, power going, power coming, and people's stuff being lost. And people, you know, appliances being messed up. People,
my man, even the device we have, the so-called stabilizer, it does not work. Isaac,
the step up, step down.
The power surges through that nonsense and still destroys and still damages your stuff.
Well, man, we got a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do in politics.
But what I was trying to say, Isaac, is this, right? The issue here, speaking of this banking thing, if the central bank was imposing hefty fines on commercial banks that were found to be engaging in scheming money off of their clients' accounts, banks would think twice before they engage in such things. Or the employees of these banks, or the heads of these banks would watch their employees closely who manage these people's accounts. Don't you think so?
I mean, they should. The central bank is not exerting the right level of control. Somebody just said it is. I like the formula guy. There is no trusted institution in the entire country. Even the churches got problems. He's telling the truth.
Yep.
It's sad, but he is telling the truth. I mean, what institution in Liberia today can you depend on and say this is, you will not be compromised, this is not, no impunity in here, no special interest? Is extremely hard to find. I would love to know that kind of institution that exists today.
I can't think of any. Isaac, let me share this story with you. This is what I was talking about before I lost my thought. I spoke with this lady yesterday. She lives in the US. She and 6 members of her family went to Liberia, a group of 7. Herself, her daughter, and her daughter's children. They went to Liberia. 3 generations of her family went for vacation. They returned about a week or 2 ago. They had a horrible experience at the airport. My man, I said, look, when I hear this thing, I can say to myself, oh Lord, suppose we all have power. Just go to the airport, grab the point, just put it in jail. I said, that's how you do it.
What?
I said, listen to what these people did to this family. Before this family of 7 went to Liberia, they got vaccinated in the United States. All of them, fully vaccinated, except the 8-year-old, who is not eligible for the vaccine. They went to Liberia, they had a good time. They were about to leave. They got to the airport. They told them they had to do their COVID test. Well, they had to do their test 72 hours before departure, right? They go to the airport, they get the test results. Of the 7 members of the family, they tell them that 5 of them tested positive for COVID. 2 of them negative. Then the family is now saying, well, COVID? How is it a family who had COVID? The family didn't believe it. Then they told them, well, if you really want to go, you can pay us some money. We'll let you go. They didn't want to pay, but they were thinking about returning to their jobs. They had exhausted their vacation period. And they wanted to return to come to work. And so they ended up paying $980. 980. Look, the woman called me. She explained, Isaac, I was so pissed listening to this woman explain this thing to me. I'm going to have an interview with her on the phone. I'll record it. She said we'll have an interview, we'll record it, and we'll play it on the show. And we will not divulge their names and their details, all that kind of stuff. The gory details of their, But listen, Isaac. They paid $980 to change their results from positive to negative to allow them travel. They were furious, but they paid the money. Isaac, listen to what happened. These people came to the States, and one of them said, look, you know what? I don't believe those people that we got COVID. I'm going to go get tested here in the States. He went, got tested. The result came back negative. All the other 4 people who were supposedly found to be COVID-19 positive went and got their test done too. Guess what? All 5 of them test results came back negative. Isaac.
Wow.
The people who supposedly had COVID in Liberia. I mean, I said, what kind of I said, what is it with us Liberians? The people who just had COVID 5 days ago, a week ago in Liberia, now have no COVID in America. They have to pay almost $1,980 to be allowed to come. The people have turned it into a big money-making thing at the airport, extorting money from people. I said,
yeah.
If our president, I go to the airport, you put them in jail. I'll be kicking their butts while they're going to jail. I said, if you don't have that kind of leadership in the country, things will never change.
It's criminal. Nobody has the balls to do the right thing. It's like,
damn it, man.
That man up there stealing. So all of us got to see too. That the only way we do it, they're not paying us. We got to get money. So it's a whole racket. I don't know what the estimate is, but somebody says nearly to the tune of $8 to $9 million that have been collected already from some raw estimates. But what is the accountability for those funds? What are they doing with it? Plus all the side deals, all the people who are being let in who probably do have COVID, and all the people who are giving false results like that family that they have to pay. And then somebody normally, if somebody...
And Isaac, read the comments. Lots of people here are saying that.
I just
have to pay for their results to be changed.
Someone I happen to.
Lots of people. Some people paying $250 US, $500 US, $100 US. Isaac, it's a big money-making thing at the airport. We have a public health crisis, and these idiots are using it to extort money from people, Isaac.
Without remorse, they do it. And look, it's so terrible, the level of corruption in the country, within the bureaucracy, at the lowest level. Every stage of it, there's some level of transactional corruption that exists.
Isaac, it is because the top people are corrupt themselves.
Period.
So they cannot hold the people at the bottom accountable.
No, they can't. And they're so focused on stealing, so they're not even worried. You know, I mean...
Everybody's talking about it. And Isaac, have you seen any action by the government to probe into this?
None whatsoever.
Isaac, how is it that this is your international airport? People are complaining that they're getting extorted, they're getting robbed, and you as a government, you've done absolutely nothing to bring this matter on. You can install CCTVs. I said the first thing I would do as president, I would mandate that right in 1 day's time, I want CCTV camera installed in every corner.
But even before that, when the airport was being built, they should have monitoring equipment all over the place. Why?
Of course, they have this thing at all airports, but they got in Liberia, Isaac. Isaac, what kind of country is this?
I mean, it's like we don't think when we're doing stuff. We don't think ahead. We don't plan ahead. Even some kind of criminal can walk through our thing. Other places, you can see the people who enter the airport, they're monitoring them. They got somebody consistently. If that face fit a certain profile, they punch it in and let some authorities know, oh, this guy is...
You know who's doing this? He said the Ministry of Health workers. They are getting rich at the airport, Isaac. Every day, extorting money from people. Ministry of Health workers. And Isaac, you know how the government can catch people as serial government? If I were president, I would just send undercover people.
Easy.
I would send undercover people. I mean, look, but they will just go island, they're traveling.
But again,
I will catch all of you, put your on camera, and put your son of my swan in jail.
What is the police there for?
What is the
National Security Agency there for? What are they doing? Why people can do their individual jobs? That's the thing. Yes, the president holds the ultimate blame, but we got to start holding individuals.
What about the damn Minister of Health? What the hell is she doing?
But there should be airport security by itself. There should be immigration.
They're extorting money from them. Yet they can't do anything to stop it.
The Minister of Health is certified corrupt from every indication I received. For her to build her whole hospital, doing anything, be getting vehicles and everything, and taking actual equipment as will be for JFK or other facilities to her own location. Those things, I mean, and the president, I'm sure the president hears these things. They're not secret.
Oh man, it's just sad.
Oh man, we just have to keep hoping that the alternative, who's ever coming next, will be somebody who will clamp down on corruption. Really clamp down on corruption. It's too pervasive in the society.
What? Somebody just told me they got CCTV out of camera. I mean, they got CCTV cameras.
Anybody looks at it? Is it active? Is it working?
I'm sure nobody looks at it, Isaac.
But when you arrive, that chaos that right there, when you arrive, because when I went last year though, during the whole noise about the COVID thing, and they were trying to put people one side who they thought had to be tested or whatever. It just chaotic. I don't even know the CCTV cameras will be effective in recording some.
But Isaac, changes. The people who are reviewing the camera, who you think they're gonna report to?
But man, only an independent agency that will send in, like you say, undercover people, to really.
By the time you take undercover people and they bust a few people, it will stop or it will be significantly minimized.
And even regular travelers, if you say, like, you know who traveling, you say we'll give you recording devices just in case those people there. You don't record those things.
Yeah. Now they will be afraid who to ask for money.
Exactly, because you don't know who coming with you. So that's security ain't want to eat too. And that's why
the country is rotting, my man.
But that's why it continues though, because nobody probably in government is reasonably satisfied with what they're getting, that they are not tempted with something else additional. If you understand what I mean. Somebody making $200, they're not adequate to meet their needs, and they know it is connived with somebody else who they're working with or who they're supposed to be monitoring, and they can get an extra $200-300 a day from that person without question.
Yeah, and they say they can tell you to put the money in your passport. When they get you the test result and you pass it, then you put the money in your passport, you hand it to them. And they're trying to make sure you don't know, nobody sees it. But you can still get them busted. You put undercover people there, you will catch them.
They're counting all the money people put in and can nearly 20,000, yo.
That's what money people paying to the men to the airport.
Wow.
So they use a public health crisis to extort money from people, Isaac?
That is criminal. People should be in jail for this. People should be in, but nobody acts. I don't see the justice minister. The only thing you can see that he and CFO's fighting, then you can surrender CFO fighting, then you can see something from him. Otherwise, you don't see anything.
Now, Musa Dean should be able to go to the airport and do this undercover stint operation to catch people.
Musa Dean?
This is what he should be able to do, but that Sanama Swan will not do that kind of thing. I mean, I said, this is bad. They're doing it to white people. They're doing it to black people. They're doing it to anybody. This is so wrong, Isaac. This is so wrong.
Well, the people at the top level of government, when some people, business people can, what you got for me? They just say one takes on it too. So, no limit.
Yeah, man.
No limit. We really, really need somebody who will fight corruption next, because.
But let's take some calls. Yeah, man. The country just discourages me every day. I mean, what kind of useless country is this? Everywhere is corrupt. People enter the country, you start extorting money from them. You lying that the man get COVID when the man get COVID. Just to eat money from them?
Yes.
Let's take calls, Bagai.
Okay, the phone lines are open: 0770-102-102-086, 010383 0555-102-102. The WhatsApp number is +231 888 4171. So keep your calls coming in.
And you know, Isaac, even on a platform as big as this, where we're discussing this thing, it will still not make a difference.
Yeah,
McGill and we and all the guys will sit down there and let this thing continue to happen at the airport.
Well, probably there's a daily amount that they get too for the whole thing, maybe every day. Sorry.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Finn Jerome. I call to contribute to the program, especially when it comes to the COVID issue. Morning, Henry, and morning, Isaac.
Morning, my brother.
Morning, St. Jerome.
Look, what the first thing I want to talk about is that the COVID issue is very serious. And apparently our people haven't learned from Ebola. We had a very good lesson that we would have learned from Ebola. But unfortunately, the Ministry of Health haven't learned. And we had the same situation when Ebola struck 2014. Pandemic is not just health issue, it's a whole of society issue. And what that means is that you need those agencies to work together with the Ministry of Health, everybody doing their own portion of the job to deal with the crisis. For instance, Morovia, Montserrat now is the epicenter of the virus. And up to now, I'm shocked that we still have travelers leaving from Montserrat, going in the leeward countries, without even some kind of quarantine to restrict non-essential travel. Because what's going to happen if the fatality rate of how you call it, COVID was as Ebola, the situation could have even been worse than what we have now. It could have been worse because the epicenter, people are traveling from here, going to the leeward country, and eventually this thing going to engulf the whole of the country. Will go back to that same situation when Ebola stopped first. Let me retrospect. When Ebola struck, Ministry of Health was only taking Ebola as a health crisis, and the other agencies were not sitting on the table to work with them. You need risk communicators to sit down on that table. They may not necessarily be from Ministry of Health. You need people who have management or logistics. You need people, security people need to be sitting down in that incident management center. Everybody working and reporting on a timely basis to the head of the center. I'm not sure this is what happened.
All right.
And if you don't do that, we're not going to get out of the crisis soon. That's my little contribution.
Thank you so much for calling in. And
you got a time it takes. The people that got to make that point quick, be in and out.
Yeah, let's take Noah Zao Gibson. Noah, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to our leader, Henry Pedro Costa, Isaac, and Waka, the rest of everybody, except for Larry. I am not hearing this morning. You know, Costa, this is one of the reasons why some of us have decided that you ought to be supported to the fullest until we see what God has through you to help this nation. And every day, every night, I am feeling it that my loyalty for you is unquestionable, and it's something that no one can easily temper with, that cannot sway easily away by the grace of God. Because trust me, you are not a saint, but I believe in your honesty for this nation. You demonstrate that every day. Because everything you say, they become accurate to 90% to extent. Even when you err, you will come and make the correction. And that demonstrates honesty. Now, with respect to what you were discussing about the COVID-19 exploitation at our airport, it is true, Costa. As you were saying it, it was just like somebody was just monitoring you, but that person was not actually monitoring you, but it was just a confirmation by God to validate what you are saying. On Joy FM 101.5, a local radio station, because what I do when I'm monitoring, I can be monitoring a local radio station simultaneously. A fellow just called on the radio that there was a protest last night at the airport for similar exploitation because his brother was traveling and he decided to exploit his brother, and he brought serious noise at the airport last night. It was not easy, almost sensitive at the airport last night. So this thing, if they don't stop this thing, trust me, they think how the benefit your government means already spoiled, the country has spoiled already. What will happen? Some important international diplomat will just disguise themselves and come here one day to just go and blackmail like not even blackmail like people, and go and just worsen the image of the country, like the case of the UP government when I journalists came and broke through our diplomatic sector to get an honorary council. Nothing will happen one day because there's police. Look at what you're saying. That almost 1,000 hours to talk for the people.
Okay, Noah.
You see, you can't do that. Yeah, let me just squeeze this in quickly. Right now, as we speak, outside the city, we're talking about our Labour Party of the LEC. There's a protest going on by workers of the Daily Observer newspaper of not being paid for 2 years by the Daily Observer newspaper. So, I mean, it's very serious. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's take
Thank you so much, Noah. Thank you.
Which company or which organization he said he paid the people for 2 years?
No, he said a Daily Observer.
Daily Observer newspaper. Let's take this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Saul calling from the United Kingdom, London.
Welcome.
I just want to acknowledge. Yeah, thank you very much, Waka. I just want to acknowledge you guys about a sister-in-law of mine, just a Kenyan girl. She's a nurse. She's a charge nurse of a hospital in London. She went back home to get married to a Liberian guy, and able to bring the guy because they're in a serious relationship. Last week, just upon departing the Rabo International Airport, whatever she had, all the funds she had, she left it with the boyfriend back home in Liberia. At the airport, they told her she had a COVID. And they requested 600 from her before she got her flight. And she meant to come back. She meant to come back to start work because she's a manager of a hospital. She couldn't do anything, bro. She had to leave her iPhone 12 with the security guards at the airport before she could come back.
What?
It's really mad. It's really mad.
I didn't see that. They're taking people's cell phone.
That extortion. They got to strip something from you.
They said they need a physical cash. She was intimidated at the Rabo International Airport.
Wow.
Yeah, and then she's trying her best to report that to the London Evening newspaper to share her experience.
You hear that kind of thing?
Experience with what she went through in Liberia. She was harassed.
Hey, man.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Isaac, I will just go to the airport. I will put everybody in jail. All the people working there that are doing that stuff.
And they have had enough notice, enough talk about the thing has been going on for you to have turned over that staff of
Isaac, man. Isaac, God. Yeah. Why am I a citizen of Liberia? God, why did you send me to this country?
No, man,
Isaac, the thing is painful. Isaac, this is so wrong. Look, the woman is not even from Liberia. She's Kenyan. Went to Liberia to marry one of our brothers.
Yeah.
And they made her leave her cell phone. Because she don't have cash. She left all the cash with her poor Liberian boyfriend. Can you imagine this? Now she's trying to go and contact the London Evening News to go tell them they kind of thing. But let's take some more calls there. Well, man, this is just sad, man. This is just sad. And it will not stop, Isaac.
Yeah, so the phone lines are open. You can call us on WhatsApp +231 888 624171 0770 102. Let's take this person here quickly. Good morning.
Good morning, brother. Good morning.
Yeah, your name, are you calling us from?
I'm Joshua Kofar. I call from 24 Single.
Welcome, Joshua.
Yeah, I got an issue with Tony Lava. You see, that particular land where Tony Lava occupies the Double Bridge.
Yeah.
The two burial halls are there. It was built by my late mother, the former enemy president for Liberia, General Escofa. I've been knowing Tony for 2003. He was with us. He forcefully took that place. We went to Toba Morva at that time. He was the deputy speaker. Because he took that land in 2008 when he came to rent for us. There's a two burial in our thing.
Yeah, there's a house there. It was rest at the checkpoint.
The house belongs to a sister of God priest. We even took the complaint to Mr. Doma, who is the other way. Doma, who is the head for that church, for that Leon Christian Center Church. I took the complaint to him. From even the enemy president, Alex, even Senator Yala from Bronx, they have tried to intervene. Tony forcefully took that place from our mothers. Our mother fought until she passed away. At that time, she was not working. But I gotta know Tony when my mom was LMA president for Liberia, she never asked over. She brought Tony to her house and introduced Tony to us. Tony Lava, his sister, they call him Princess. She lives in that place selling something. Tony came to us to rent an apartment. We had full apple in our apartment. Tony said, Oma, I want this place. Oma said, Tony, you my son. But wait, yeah. Tony left and went to Banapé to one job, made one job fire. Alata Standard Packing then was to National Housing Authority. The how they gave that place to Tony, the poor brought letter of invasion in 2009 April. They put it outside. That Tony was about that place. Tony didn't buy that place. We went to Council Adam Johnson recent times. We get all of our documents. I know Tony good. He was loving the one of our sisters put it again. I know he good. But my mother was enemy president for Liberia, you know, Escofa.
All right, my brother, thank you. Let's take another.
I know him very well. He knows me.
Keep tracking the comment.
He should not get anything for all of it. He should not get anything because he don't deserve it. We get all of our argument.
Guy.
Yeah.
But my man, you going to sleep? The man made a point. We heard him. He made a good point. It's good what he said. But we got to take other callers. Please.
1 minute, boy. God. Try to make it 1 minute.
Yeah. You want the 1 minute on top of 3 minutes, boy?
Good morning, Costa. And good morning to your other.
The airport thing really pissing me off, man, Isaac.
You see, a lot of people benefit from a corrupt system. So they enjoy it that way. They don't want anything to change. Look what is happening at our airport. So let's say, for example, if one investor come here and experience that kind of stuff to the airport, will he come to Liberia to invest his money?
No.
And one thing we're lacking is leadership. All these things, the president and other people hearing it, they ain't taking one action. Because they hear said from the head, everything is rotting. So nobody want to do anything. We don't have leadership in Liberia.
Okay, thank you so much. Like we said, just 1 minute per caller. So 0770102102886 010383555 102. You can call us up on WhatsApp. That's +231 888 So there's no call here, cause.
So you know, right now, USAID has put out something called an RFI, or request for information. They want to eventually put up a notice of funding opportunity or an RFP, request for proposal, to focus on domestic resource mobilization, better decentralization, where the municipalities and counties can have more level of power in their whole economic system, as well as improve service delivery in the counties. But this is going to be a key factor in how the local people get funds. Because somebody asking, where is LRA today? That revenue they're collecting, how is it part of the national revenue? How is it featured? So there has to be, we say there has to be, but this government is not moving in that direction, unfortunately. But I hope those who want to come to leadership are listening about all these things are happening and being able to find policies to see how they can change this stuff. Something like this where the people are actually draining people directly. No revenue coming to the government, but revenue going in people's pockets. We're getting a very, very bad image.
And these are the healthcare workers doing it, Isaac.
It's
the healthcare workers.
They're
the ones in charge of the COVID test.
In a pandemic where you're supposed to be really focused on the life and health and security of this nation, you're trying to compromise everything, steal from people, allow people the disease to come in the country, or maybe even to leave as well, because they're giving people false results.
They don't care about your status. They only want the money. If you got COVID and you can pay them well, they will let you enter with the COVID.
So you remember how the guy who went and blocked the free port because he continued or something? You remember that?
I remember.
I don't know what happened with that case, but something like that will happen at that airport, and somebody will start fighting and break something over there. Because it makes no sense. Some people, it hurts them when you take advantage of them and force them to pay money that they're not supposed to pay. It's very painful. Somebody will blow up.
It is the Ministry of Health people doing this, Isaac. They're not the regular airport workers. The regular airport worker will ask you for the small thing. That one that we know you can, we do. That one that we know that one there.
That's a fact.
But they don't do it the way people doing it. The regular airport worker, man, you will enter, my man, Pedro, welcome, you get something. That one there is okay. Nothing wrong with that. They'll help you get your bags out. But what we're talking about, where people are telling you, you can't travel unless you pay me money.
And they know people traveling are on a time limit, especially the people who
they know it. That's the leverage they have. So Isaac wants to come back to work. Isaac he has exhausted his leave days, and he has to return to work. You think now Isaac has to weigh between paying $200, $300, $500 US to returning, or not having to change his ticket? Can you imagine? Let's take some more calls, Waka. It's just so sad. We will end in 20 minutes time. I'm traveling to Minnesota. I gotta go pack my bag.
Good morning. Costa, then I got out the morning.
Morning, Pop.
I said, Batoba, good morning.
Good morning.
Today. Mr. Costa.
Yes, sir.
The problem that there, when I say, Captain Walker, I tell you, can I give a where Captain his for the back, that's all wrapping. But the finish.
Everything's wrong.
No punishment for those people. I went, one of my friends called me that day, fire soon. Said, come for some small thing so you can work by a burger there. I went there. And the kind of when he was stopped right to the airport there. We saw people fighting. They play work, it's not at risk, it's not over now. You know, when the criminal their own role issue. Number one. Number two, I already tell you, I said, husband was a broad citizen. The Stephen Tower FA, that face, that Nigeria okay was saying on me. But I don't blame that man will buy all the brother. Really, he did the same thing. He did it to Iron Factory. Stephen Tower FA, why we used to come up. Nima, what pick up? We saw that play. That government there.
Okay.
Who break the salary to him?
All right,
who break? That president Ellen, the one that promoted that man. He what they call all the damages that Nigeria had, that president Ellen, that two of them promoted that man.
All right, thank you so much, Pangomo. And you know, cause the school in Johnsonville that got demolished, he's also behind that.
Oh, eh?
Yeah.
That school, the high school, they broke down all the students were in school.
Tony Lawa is behind that also. Let's take this person. Good morning.
How many got a hell of a Isaac?
Yeah, anybody calling us from?
Hey, bro. Who will face that, bro?
Welcome, my brother.
Yeah, Papa.
The country breaks
down. There's two more things you know that. The number one up there, love money. Everything that happens is easily known. The man is greedy for money. So I mean, there is no transaction in this company now. I mean, it's not power. There is no transaction. That's why I love money itself. You saw all the food away in Italy. To making itself for money business. Then they say, start. That's what making yourself. I'm going to see you, man.
Okay.
I say he's the way the man put it. He's the man nigga himself a money bit. But I say if somebody get nigga that's a butt nigga, my man, stock nigga to go advertise perfume or cologne.
But man, that's a commercial, man.
Yeah, right. I mean, but it is a commercial, I agree. But it's indicative of something. The extent to which the man will go. Exactly.
You do anything to get money.
Look at you. Decent man at you. You want to walk around butt naked?
No, not even for somebody's imagination. I gotta at least have if like tight booty shorts or tight swimming shorts there.
Yeah, remember, you see the man walking butt naked. I swear, remember, let's be honest. If somebody is willing to walk stark naked for money, it's a mindset thing. It's indicative of the person's mindset when it comes to money. My man, especially you African male, I say, you know what, man?
That's true. But
African man, why walking, stripping naked in the African setting is a horrible thing. But the man that caller has a point. Let's take some more calls there, okay?
Okay.
Oh my God! What?
Yeah, I'll try to get in touch with the person. Somebody.
I said, what do you make of this? There's an assassination of the Haitian president. Have you followed up on that story?
Yes. The Haitian president did not want to relinquish power. And sometimes when you do that, sometimes you gotta listen to the people. When the people are making demands, you have to listen to them. But then I don't think he took his political situation serious. He didn't realize he was in a crisis. He didn't realize how angry some people were and how willing some people were to put their lives on the line to get him out of there. And that what happens sometimes when people feel there is no result. You're not running the country right. The country is up. You know that there's not one vaccine in Haiti today? I just posted something. No vaccines in Haiti. So Haiti is like a pariah nation in the Western Hemisphere. They're not on our African side.
Yeah, my man.
Hemisphere. And they themselves, unfortunately for them, they can get hurricane, they can get all kind of different things that can affect the people. There's always some kind of disaster.
Man, I mean, that country is like the bastion of misery, my man.
Because maybe of the origin, how it started. But
exactly.
The God did not recognize that. And he probably was not secure to that point. Maybe even the people who securing him did not care for him. So he was vulnerable, very vulnerable. And these are DEA agents that I heard, the ones that kill him. So anybody can come from anywhere now to kill president, whether that DEA, whether that airport security, whether that immigration security, it's possible. So people got to be watchful and careful of their surroundings.
And that was ruling by decrees, my man.
Well, yeah, he ruled by.
He basically suspended the Constitution.
Yes, because his term was over. They said his term was over, but eventually elections are going to be coming this coming February, I believe.
And he said he wasn't going to go. He was going to leave in 2022. That's what I heard.
Well, he's gone now, so they got to find. And the current acting, president said he will condone the elections in February. So hopefully there will be some support. But the way Joe Biden reacted, though, he didn't look sympathetic when he said it's a heinous situation. So I don't know whether the big brother behind it or not, but
yeah, but it looked like America didn't care about him.
No, I don't think they did. And that's what's happening today, though. This U.S. government would not be tolerant of these despots and dictators.
Oh yes, Biden set the tune from the very day he came to power.
So somebody like George, we are need to focus on some of the right things to start to turn that perception around, especially with the accountability.
Biden earned a reputation for being a champion of justice and human rights across the world. He was a big supporter of the anti-apartheid struggle and a supporter of the ANC struggle. He went to South Africa many times.
Yes, he did.
Spoke out against apartheid. Was a friend of the black people of South Africa. So Biden earned that reputation. I've seen this video of Biden on the Senate floor making a strong, passionate case for the people of South Africa during apartheid. So it does not surprise me. Let's take some more calls there. We've got 14 more minutes to go. Let's take some more calls. Okay.
I'm trying to take somebody from this line. 0770. Keep your calls coming in. We still taking them.
Yeah, these social issues are very critical. Service delivery, critical.
Very.
We got to look at it.
Good morning.
Okay.
Yeah, morning. Okay. Good morning again. I was trying to tell you other one over. And I took care of advice yesterday. I saw, in my song, when you tell me anything, you take it from photo of your heart. I know you're not my enemy. Okay. As soon as vaccine comes, I'm going to take the vaccine. I, my wife, my family, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Pagomo. Right, thank you very much. You honor me. Thank you so much, Bob. Thank you very much. And that goes to all of you. Please take the vaccine. Don't wait for we are to take it, because I'm told the man does not want to take it. Let's take some more calls there, guy.
Let's take this person. Good morning. Okay, that person isn't ready. Okay, good morning.
Henry, Mr. Costa.
Yes, sir.
Costa?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was the one that just explained the story about the Kenyan lady. She wished to call on your show. Is that okay if I can give your number so she could talk on your show?
Yes, please give her WhatsApp number, but I will call her right now.
Yeah, just send me her WhatsApp number. We'll call her.
Okay.
And somebody will get in touch with her from Front Page Africa. They just send me a message also. They want to have a story. Okay. Just
Can you imagine Isaac in the middle want to leave her cell phone, man, Isaac?
And that the one they call FOC, that is fruit of the crown right there.
Damn it, my man. They even care the woman a foreigner, the male leave her cell phone.
But at the mindset, they got to script you with something. If you got money, where else you got your ring? You got chain? You got food?
Hey, Joey, I said name Maria, they gonna think happening to the airport.
Joey has no, his fingers tips are not on the pulse of the country. He's not money. He's not
God. Okay, you got the woman number?
Not yet. Momo, somebody calling me on the phone. Somebody
get a number and call, man. Let Momo Johnson wait.
Yeah.
We need to speak to her. This is sad, Isaac. This needs to stop. We gotta keep talking about this thing until they do something, Isaac.
No, but
we should not stop.
People assume that we should just forget things or Labrimpo after 2 days.
No,
they leave it. We got to.
We may not be on the show tomorrow, but Monday we're gonna keep talking about this thing. And the iPhone 12 is expensive.
Very.
It's expensive. That phone is over $1,000.
Easily. I just bought one.
It's expensive. Then you made a person leave their phone.
And I use government money,
Of course not. But let's see whether you do you have another caller or you got our one?
I'm trying to get her number. I just sent a guy a message, so I'm waiting on him. Soon he sent a number. I will call her directly. So
good.
I'm yet to get a number, but the phone lines are still open. You can keep your calls coming in.
Yeah, regular 829, the 12 Pro 999, the 12 Pro Max 1099. I got
it. The phone is expensive.
Look, I mean, we really have to keep some of these issues live. And another issue happens on the
line. Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
Yeah, welcome. Your name, where you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name, where you calling from?
Yeah, brother. Good morning, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm okay.
How you doing, bro?
You are live. Go ahead. Don't listen to me through your receiver. Listen to me through the phone.
Yeah, I get you. Good morning, Petro.
Morning, my brother.
Yeah, Williams.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. This with you guys. What I've observed. On a Sunday, we took our uncle to the hospital. And can you imagine when we carried our uncle to the hospital? The people said there were no beds. After then, one of the nurses asked us to try to negotiate for us to get a bed for the men. And we tried to negotiate, and one of the nurses that said we should give us $50 United States so they can be able to have my uncle's bed. And there was no way. I couldn't pay that money. When I took my uncle home on Sunday, my uncle died Monday morning.
Wow.
Where?
Yes,
JFK?
Barbara
N.
My uncle had to die Monday morning. I think I told you that. I think I sent you the photos. I put them on Facebook. The man died. Also, now we are taking the man to the funeral. So there's the situation at the same Liberia now. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah. Yes, that's just what happened in Liberia, Costa. You go to hospitals, no bed, no medicine, absolutely nothing. They will send you to pharmacy to go and get medicine from there. You go to the other place, government entity, nothing. Private entity, nothing. The entire system is just like that. Let's take this person here. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bata. Hey, good morning, Pedro and Isaac.
Good morning.
Welcome.
My name is, thank you. My name is Moses, and I'm calling you from Massachusetts. Look, let me tell you something, my brother. Henry. I had a serious experience at the airport. Let me tell you, Costa, everything that is happening in our country, nobody can tell me we are not in the know. Everything that you pick on 24/7, you know whatsoever that is going on. I'm telling you, my brother, everybody down there, they report to certain people individuals. So we'll talk for now the judgment day, they will not take me from there. Because at the end of the day, they go somewhere that they report. I'm telling you, just make sure and send your journalist or some of your guys on the call down there to the airport, you'll get to know I'm talking. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Isaac, Jacob Zuma is on his way to jail for contempt of court for 15 months. Not even for the corruption case, but contempt of court. What do you make of that? 15 months.
They're really throwing the axe at him too, you know. They're not even throwing the kitchen sink, they're throwing the axe. They're trying to chop him down.
I'm telling
you. Again, Jacob Zuma operated in a very corrupt way too, you know.
No. That's not even the issue. The issue I'm saying is that I like the stern, severe action.
Yeah, but this leadership probably wants to set an example and show people that corruption is not, you know, your privilege.
Such a thing could never happen in Nigeria.
Not your privilege. When can we do that in our country where they really say these people who are rejecting us coming, we jail them? Let's see that happen. Only our lawmakers can put people for contempt when they want to eat something.
Sad. Very, very sad.
Okay,
But let's take some more calls.
Lily is at work now, but she said that we should bear a little patience. So she because she really want to talk on the show. So I just received a message from the guy. So I will take some calls up until we can get in touch with her. I'm still anticipating.
Yeah, let him send your WhatsApp number to her.
Yeah.
So that she can call in. We got a few more minutes.
Yes.
This is what I'll get him for the second time around. But he's not just on his way to jail when he has spent his first night behind bar already.
Of course.
He come over to the police. So he already spent his first night behind bar. That's Jacob Zuma. I just monitor on CNN here in my room. But you see, the thing, Costa, what I want to register here is the case the guy here explaining about Barbara Ann. Barbara Ann is owned by the Catholic. That's one of the Catholic clinics right at the LPRC Somalia Drive there. And it's not just a government hospital. Even in Grand Bassa County, I'm just being informed reliably that there is no drugs in the government hospital there. But you have, President, we are just programmed to build 150-bedroom hospital in a very Grand Bassa where a hospital that is existing there cannot be maintained, but you are just broken ground to build another one when the existing one cannot be maintained. So the only thing I can assure you, this is why, like you always say, you don't know who will change Liberia, but until we can know, let the change come 2023 and we see again what will happen in 2024.
Definitely, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No, I agree with you. We have no guarantees, but you know, we know people who got better integrity than John we are, and we'll make the change. We'll vote for them, and then we will hold them accountable until they make the change. You see, the point I'm making is that there is no guarantee to say by the time you put John Brown there, John Brown will be this, you'll be that. But at least we have an opportunity to replace we are with people who have a track record of being better. At least. Then we can begin now to now hope. We're not going to do hope, Isaac. We're not going to sit down there and hope. We will engage with them.
We'll do directly. These are the actions we take and take those actions. That's what
exactly. We're not going to sit down there and say, oh, let's hope. The ordinary citizenry can hope, but the ordinary citizenry, they look up to people like us to ensure that the people we present to them, we will hold those people accountable so they will deliver to them. That's what we'll do. But we have to make this change. We have to. No, I agree, 100%. Let's take more calls there, Baga.
All right. Let's take this person. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kamal. Good morning to my father and the Good morning, Mr. Pepper.
Yeah, welcome.
First of all, let me say thank you. I don't know what is happening. Do I also encourage you to bring
one of those female panelists, like Ms. October, to Colonel speaking. Leah, when we in a township website, carrying all the awareness with your photos and all of people like Mr. Dugan was so very interesting to see people coming up. They ask for common laws now. Look, these are the big statements. The township website was the vaccine, there are all of local clinics and hospitals around. People doesn't know the way out of the vaccine. And there's no public being done on local radio. So I think you will call some of your practitioners to see risk. And to conclude everything, let me appreciate the man who came from the U.S. Look, you know, the vaccine people making money out of it was wrong. This man took the vaccine from the U.S. and came down and grabbed it at the airport to take another vaccine. Later on, the security guy showed me a picture and said, you post a thing against the government. And today, you'll be arrested yet. Like, for example, they will tell you that COVID-19. Let me conclude, but I don't say, okay, I've been calling over I can't get it.
My man, 1 minute per call about get people to toy.
Yeah, but let me conclude. Brother, there's a complete day service to me, brother.
All I want to
Hey, my man, rather than just talk, don't argue.
You can be arguing.
Argue with Baka, just make your point.
Let's take Charles Robert on this line. Charles, good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Baka. Good morning to Henry and Big Brother Asif Baitopa.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you for the opportunity. And I'm a lead campaigner for people to take their vaccine because COVID is an enemy to everyone. And you know, and so I encourage you, even though the president is not listening to me because I'm Charles Round from the opposition, but I continue to beg him to go to this vaccine because that will show his members, his followers.
Can you imagine a private citizen asking the president to go take a vaccine?
Anything, but you know, he's not proving the leadership that they expect, but they still believe that he will change, you know, maybe in December of 2023. And you know, that's the thing he will change. But I'm saying, go take your vaccine. Even if you're a Kobo shop owner, we are equal from today. If you don't take your vaccine, anytime the 15th of this month, by the 15th of this month, you are not taking your first or second dose, I will ask. If you are not taking it, I can buy food from you. You call me to eat curry, I will eat it. And you know, so that is my point. Number two, look, I said to anybody, and you know, I say anything on phone. We will bring the new government, we'll bring the next government, we'll change it. They are already failed. And you know, there's no opportunity that they can change. Even moving forward, they're not changing, they are not giving all any fine. And you know, so we'll bring the new government. But when we bring that new government, even if I am the foreign minister in that government, we'll bring that government on a promise that they will do better. And they are not doing better, I'll be one of the lead advocates. People know you'll be working. Even if I'm working, I'm not saying I know I would not be the foreign minister, but even if I'm the foreign minister, I will criticize. If you don't do the right thing, because that period, it is not for me. I mean, I'm about 40 years already. What about my children? But again, people are as a Batopa. You cannot be on a fence for all those days happening. Two people are like getting there. You're here. You're doing this together. So that tomorrow, when we start to criticize, and all you will be there to support us. And I know the guys who say we want to laugh when we start to criticize our own leadership when they're not doing the right thing. But we are sure that they will do the right thing. We anticipate that they will do the right thing. But if they don't do it, we will speak because our period remains. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Charlie. Yeah.
We will take a few more calls and then we'll come back and then we'll close up, folks. You're listening to the Costa Show. We will not be on tomorrow. I travel to Minnesota. My folks in Minnesota, let me just read the itinerary. I don't know what I should do that. You know, my itinerary for the Minnesota trip. The folks that have planned this thing yet. It was completely out of my hands. Oh, beyond me. Isaac, they planned that thing, they raised their own money. If it were up to me, you know, but man, sometimes you just gotta follow and listen to what the people say.
Yes, just appreciate it.
Exactly, and be very grateful for it. Yeah, so which is what I am. Very, very grateful. They put in a lot of work. and it's incredible. So I arrived in Minnesota today at 1:30. I have a direct flight. I arrived in Minnesota at 1:30. I have lunch at Chairman Dukley's house, the chairman of the Minnesota chapter, at his residence. I have lunch there with my delegation from here. A lot of people going with me. Then on Friday at 10:30 a.m., we have breakfast at the residence of the vice chair for operations of the Minnesota chapter. And then we have a meet and greet at the home of the vice chair for administration at 6 p.m. in Monticello. The VCA is Moeba Salif. Then on Saturday at 1:30 p.m., I have lunch at the residence of the Bandi ambassador. And then later on Saturday at 6 p.m. is a mini event which is taking place at the Holiday Inn Hotel in Otsego at 6 p.m. on Saturday at the Holiday Inn Hotel in the ballroom. That's 25 minutes drive from Brooklyn Park. It's not far at all, 25 minutes. And then on Sunday, there's a barbecue that's going to be held at the Independence Park in Maple Lake. It's a whole long list, Isaac.
Man, the people are organized and they got you lined up.
My man, they got all my. I said they sent me the itinerary. It is incredible. But here's what we're gonna do at the mini event on Saturday at the Holiday Inn Hotel. We're gonna spend some time. In fact, the ladies called me, Sis Younger and Sister Grace V. What they did is that very, very good. Thank you. And then my friend and brother Kelvin Johnson is also having an elaborate celebration for his 50th birthday. In fact, he just sent me the itinerary. There's a welcome party that's going to be held on Friday. I'm not going to give these details out because it's just for people he invited. And then there's the mini event on Saturday. I'm going to try to show my face there. And then, of course, there is the Sunday event, the barbecue. It's very elaborate. Yeah, so basically what they did is that they proposed, Isaac, and this is important, that we do a little brief memorial at the event, just to, a brief memorial, and they will have some pastors there.
For COVID victims?
Huh?
For COVID victims?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So they proposed we do a memorial. We'll have bread, water, and lemonade will be provided at 6 p.m. will be used to break fast. So there will be a little thing that people will, be praying. And the service itself will be brief. It will not extend beyond 90 minutes. They will have a candlelight vigil, 150 tea light candles. To order 150 candles.
We did that for Ebola victims. We had a big program for Ebola victims.
There you go. So, man, Isaac, I'm blessed, man. These wonderful people in my corner is a blessing from God.
Right.
And so they will have 150. They've already ordered the candles, 150 tea light candles. The individual will light the candles as they pray for the country, for family members and loved ones. And then, of course, dinner will be served at 8 p.m. and the bar will open at 8 straight to midnight. And so they wanted me to announce this. So, due to the thing, they'll do the thing. So basically, this is what the program is going to look like.
Are they doing like a charity fundraiser? Maybe the proceeds can go and help.
They were considering that, just holding a basket around. Going around in a room.
People tend to give more when there's no cover charge at the door, and you're just asking them to contribute.
Yeah, people come in and they said they're enjoying themselves. They'll hold a basket around. Just whatever proceeds generated will be sent back home to help people either buy face masks or something like that. Yeah.
Congratulations.
This is incredible. So I just want to thank the folks there, Chairman Dukley, the VCO, Brother Sam Berry, the VCA. Brother Moeba Salif, and Sister Younger, Mother Elta Inez, just incredible people, Sister Younger Morris, and they've been doing a fantastic job. And everyone in the SG, you know, and everybody. And then from Philly, from Delaware and PA, we've got several people flying. We've got Brother Ivan Jones going. Today, we've got myself. We've got Sister Winifred Johnson, Sister Musu. We've got Brother Ivan Jones and his wife. We've got Brother Jonah going, and several others are going to Minnesota from this side.
Right.
Some people coming from Georgia, people coming from all over the U.S. So it's just
a COP convention.
My man, I'm telling you, it's going to be an incredible thing. Let's take some more calls there, Bwakai, and then we hope we will be lucky to have that lady call. I mean, she's a nurse; she must be working, and we understand, you know, that's very important work. So if we hope she can steal a few minutes away from her busy work to speak to us, as she says she wants to speak to us. So let's try to do that. let's take three more calls. Just try to kill a little bit of time more, kill a little bit more time, and see whether we can do this. Are you there, guy?
Yeah, let's take this person. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Aaron.
Yeah.
Good morning, Bwakai.
Morning.
Welcome.
Yeah, my concern here this morning had to do with no smart. Hello?
Go ahead, you're live.
Hello?
Go ahead, you are live.
Good morning, Waka. Good morning, Costa. And good morning, Mr. Tuba. My concern here this morning had to do with no smart. You see, men are in the country. Can I have 4?
Oh God! When you're listening to the receiver, there will be a delay, my brother. So that's the problem.
And the 1,000 face mask, the COP Maryland chapter, thanks to Chairman Thomas Antumana and his wonderful folks, what they made. They're going to be distributed on Friday, which is tomorrow. 1,000 face masks. I know how people call it nose mask. It's not really nose mask. It's not just for the nose, but for the face. It's a mask.
Nose and a mouth.
It should call it a nose and a mouth. So they don't call it nose mask. It's a mask. You know, face covering. They call it that, or something like that. But yeah, so it's gonna be done tomorrow. It's gonna be done tomorrow. Okay, let's take a few more calls.
One thing we should probably encourage people, you know, that lady, Mrs. Williams brought up, there's no band that covers to pinch down on the nose, right?
Yeah, the little pin
when I was small, we used to burn tire to burn rocks on the hill.
Yeah.
So those wires that are in the tire, or they got plenty of the wires around.
It's perfect for that.
In it, eh?
You can just cut it and put it inside.
Exactly.
And you sew it together. You can bend it.
It will help. It will help people to protect them better from the virus.
Yeah, you can do that. That's very good. Let's take some more calls.
All right, let's take this person here. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kumar. Good morning to the leader. Just a second. Please be informed that on Monday we will be distributing 5,000 nose masks or face masks to various clinics around town, including radio stations and schools as well. So the Root FM is on the list. We'll be giving that some nose masks. But the good thing I wanted to talk coming up later will be watching.
All right, Momo, I want to say thank you. Is that from the Voice of Justice?
Yeah.
That's very good. I want to thank you, Momo. Thanks to you and your team at the Voice of Justice. Let's take some more calls there, guy.
Yeah, so the phone lines are open. We take one more caller, then we go home. Okay, now we'll take this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, your name, where you calling from?
Good morning, Bwakai, and good morning to Henry Frederick Costa and Isaac. This is DJ Lumet.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Costa, thank you for the word of encouragement that you continue to give the Liberian people. And Costa, I want to ask one question. Where's the day that we'll wake up in Liberia problem free? If LDC people now on strike, water and sword. In our water and sword that teachers. In our teachers that nurses. In our nurses that immigration. Where does it be Honorable President George Weah that will get up in the morning and say, thanks be to God that like bro, our society and the problem has been solved.
But only one thing I get to say here, Costa, please, I'm begging the Liberian people, the government as a whole, they say time for war, prepare for peace. Time for peace, prepare for war. I'm begging them, let them build those things around all the hospitals. Let them build the things, because we saw what happened in India. We saw what happened in America. Up to now, when you go to JFK, they will tell you say no bed. When you go to Redemption, they will tell you say no bed. It might appeal to them, to the government Republic of Liberia. Go and find money, start building the things and start putting beds in those places. That tomorrow, when God forbid, when the things outbreak, that we're not saying no bed and leaving people to go in their homes and die and infect their family or infect their friends with that disease. Please, I'm begging the government, find the funding now. Don't wait for international donation. Find the funding. Put the camps together, like you had the Allen Clinic during the Ebola time, you had the JFK, Africa, and other counties. Go there and build the things and put live beds and things there with your oxygen tank. Don't let it be loud in your time before you start finding things when people die in the normal on the street. We saw in India, people are being treated in cars. So please, to beg in the government. But Uber, all the money, the 8 billion or whatsoever you got, the when you got from France a few days, that we can't see that you say coming from the city, I know how much. Please get that money and build the things and put the beds inside. Because we don't want or forbid our relatives or family be going to the hospital and they turning them down that no bed, no bed, no bed. So his or wife is quite sufficient. But Uber, go and take the vaccine, let the grandpa know. If you take it in France, tell the people say you took it in France. But I know that people took that vaccine in France. Because if you take it, my phone will not tell
people saying that he took the vaccine in France.
He was meeting. So I know he took that vaccine, but he never took it in Liberia. And these are one of the scare tactics that they're using here. So please, I beg you, find it there and get the camps ready.
All right, thank you so much, DJ.
We're hearing that, Isaac. Have you heard that? I heard he took his vaccine in France.
Somebody sent me that information. I told the person was lying. The person told me no. Or minister told me that, you know, the man took the vaccine. I said
that they were required to take the vaccine before meeting Macron. That's what I heard.
Engaging other people. So it's highly possible that he took the vaccine, but I hope they don't do a charade, come to the Liberian people and pretend that he's taking the vaccine in front of them. I hope they don't do that. He already taken the vaccine, telling people. And let the people be encouraged to take it. That's what you're supposed to do as president.
But people are asking, how will we take it now when the president go away France to take his and leaving us here? So they want to like
that's embarrassing, but I said that's why he's not going to tell the people.
That's it.
Because you should take the vaccine at home.
Because that's what somebody said. Why take it? I mean, you don't trust the vaccine in your country, and you don't know where to take it. So then, why should the people take it? You know? So they really caught between a rock and a hard place because of the funny decisions they make.
And you know the thing is, Isaac, it's not going to go away because guess what? The more vaccines that come to the country, this is going to be an ongoing thing. People are going to keep saying the president should take the vaccine, and the president can say, "I took it." Then they'll say, "Where did you take it?"
But my argument to that, if you have an irresponsible president, you as a citizen still have your own obligation to your own health, to your own welfare. So people should not follow that and not take the vaccine because
that's not leadership. Don't let him lead you. Lead yourself.
Yes. We have to start empowering ourselves as Liberians and not only depend on our leaders, our president, to be able to, you know, force our way ahead. There are some people in government today, or just some individuals in the country who should say, I took this vaccine, I'm fine, and blah, blah, blah. Let leadership come from anywhere. There's something called 360 degrees leadership. Leadership can come from anywhere. So other people need to step up and say, look, we have taken this vaccine. We didn't go anywhere. We are fine. We advise you.
But I think that's exactly what you, myself, and others are doing here.
Yeah.
We're encouraging people to take it, and people are taking it because we said so. That's enough. That should suffice. They don't have to look to WIA because WIA is not going to tell them to take the vaccine.
But man, that leadership is not coming from WIA at this point, except there's a drastic 180-degree turn where he really do an about face and goes in a different direction. Otherwise, we can't expect any leadership, any quality leadership from George WIA. It's clear and simple.
True. What?
But Henry, before we go, I just wanted to say something we got to touch on is the rape situation in Liberia and the adjudication of rape cases at different levels. You know, I send you some audio from River Says that maybe you can listen to and see. I know Titi Gibro has done a pretty good job in interviewing that particular staffing area magistrate to expose how he was going beyond it and how he compromised, you know, a rape case and allowed somebody to be on the run for nearly a year. And that happens sometimes. Even the parents are involved because of family reasons. They would take these children and hide them from the system. You know, the statutory rape situation with one lawmaker like a year or two ago where they went and hit the girl in the girl bush or somewhere where nobody could reach to her. So all of these things, government has to step up, gender has to step up to make sure that our young women, our young girls are protected. Statutory rape is huge. Too many young children are having babies at very early ages when their bodies are not ready to handle the you know, expansion or extension or childbirth and how it affects a woman's body. So that's something we have to look at. Hopefully we can get one or two women who are passionate about eliminating rape or doing something about rape to have that kind of discussion with us. But it's very important for our people. And then the by road thing is going down to the southeast. I don't know if you saw the pictures I sent you.
Yeah, I saw them. Terrible.
The roads are terrible. So by
let me tell you something. I've had an idea about how we can address those bad roads in the absence of being able to pave them.
I have to.
What would it take, Isaac, if we were to spend $5–10 million and procure a pool of equipment and deploy those equipment along those bad roads and deploy engineers on government payroll to just constantly service those roads?
Henry,
what would it take us?
It won't take us nothing but about 5.10 million people. Those people, many of them are already paid. But the thing is, on those roads, Henry, let's say the Boston to Riverside Road, there are probably like 10 spots that got the problem, not the whole road.
That are bad. So basically, you and I are saying the same thing. So yes, deploy the equipment and fix them.
Exactly. Work on servicing those spots, and the road will be fine. You know, so it's not like the entire road, and we don't have the money to pave. You know that.
So take care of the very trouble spots,
and let's start business.
In the future, when you have the money, you can pave the road.
Wonderful. That's the idea right there.
But Isaac, people like us can think about those things. Isaac, why can the people in power not do those things? We could borrow, Isaac. We could borrow $50 million for stimulus that we stole. We couldn't spend $10 million to purchase some decent yellow machines to deploy them, some backhoes, front end loaders, trucks, you name it. We can fix those roads.
And some of the areas, if you pack them right with the right kind of material, even if you got to pave that short portion, you're fine. But I can't understand why.
You know what can mess the road up? Like those pictures you posted. That one spot has been that bad for that long.
Yes.
So the only way you can fix it, you have to get the dike, pile it up. I'm not trying to act like I'm any kind of engineer here, and make sure there's a drainage for the water to pass, so the water can set there.
My man, people say all the time, even the roads they're building right now, how does that road integrate with the utilities, right? Are they building like things on those roads to run wires, to run cables and stuff? You see,
they are not. So you know, that's why whenever they're running, they gotta go break the road.
Break the whole road again.
You gotta put the pipe on it and leave it there for the future. Whenever you need it, you just go and put the wire through, Isaac.
You're supposed to do it. You're supposed to run it, you know, or build it, and because we don't think future. That's the thing. We don't think future. And now, even when Ellen was building that other beach,
you need problem with Minister. I will hustle for money, our budget to put, and we will put those machines. We'll put them down. And we'll deploy engineers, and they will fix those roads all year round.
My man,
you gotta really worry about the road, Isaac. Rainy season.
Yes.
You fix it well just before the dry season ends. When the rains come, the road will endure until the next season coming.
Yes. Yes.
It's not all year round. You maintaining the road, Isaac.
It's not all year round. It's not all year round at all. Look at
recently, that sense, man.
When they wanted to plan those poles and stuff, what did they do? They brought in the Army Corps engineers, right? They didn't want those erected those poles. They helped build a sidewalk.
Why don't we train the Army people to operate those machines to deploy them along the?
I've been saying that for years, my man.
Isaac, man. Even when Ellen was in power, we were talking about this thing here.
Yes.
Take $5–10 million, buy road equipment, and guess what? It is possible when the next government can, they will not do the same thing. Oh, I just think I had my hair. You know what can hide my hair, Isaac? Not so much what the current government doing, but the fear that the next government might do the same thing, Isaac. That's what discourages me the most about the
and then all we do stuck with trying to hold them accountable for 6 years. You know, that's the sad part. But we got
they don't all got to be doing that. The people like us who are supporting them today, it's possible that when we start telling the truth tomorrow, they'll ostracize us. Why do you think I say I want to go to the Senate? I don't want to be at the mercy of any damn president, whoever the hell you are. I don't want to be at your mercy. I don't want you to have to be in a position where you can fire me, where you can threaten me with a damn job.
And that's what the Liberian people need to recognize. They need to get independent minds, not people who just looking for a job, but people who actually have a track record, want to make a difference. Those are the kind of people that our people should try to elect, to try to identify. So, you know, but some of the good people are just so frustrated with the system, they don't want to even be bothered because
I know plenty of good people who don't want to be bothered, Isaac.
It's sad. But
it's sad that the worst people in the country are the ones who are in power.
We have to encourage them because a lot of the good people are not in the political system, and the political system is really the most important system. That's where the decisions are made.
Yes, and also, Isaac, a lot of good people don't have the stomach.
No, they don't.
To get in the mud and mudsling and horse trade and wheel and deal.
They can't do it. They can't do
it. So they will just stay away.
They cost them one time, they get vest, they go home, they call them man, they call them pa, they call them
I'm going there with somebody can be cussing me, all that kind of thing. So and then you leave you leave the politics for the worst of the worst.
Yes. Yes. You know.
Yeah. Then you sit down now, you decent man, and you got some kind of fully man running you.
And you got choice, though.
You got choice, though.
You sometimes you go visit that man, you gotta sit down outside the office for 3 hours, he bluffing, he's sitting down inside, say, look at that fully man waiting outside for me.
Yeah.
It's very bad. It's very bad because people are so insecure. So the mindset, instead of embracing the people who know and working with them, they get intimidated and say, no, that man there, I will show him. I will teach him. You know? So we are in a very tough circle.
I think, look, the roads are so bad going to the southeast. That's why commodity prices are so high. If we were to ask somebody right now, somebody who's familiar with this, I said, let's make sure I get this information. Well, how much for a bag of 25 kg? The standard 25 kg rice in Liberia is what? $15, right?
$15.
Okay. Now let's ask the people in Maryland County and in Granger County or in Sino County, how much is that same 25 kg bag of rice?
It gotta be markup at least nearly $3.
There is a significant markup, Isaac, and I'm waiting for somebody to tell us that. We should get that information before we go. How much is a bag of 25 kg rice that is sold in Monrovia for $15? How much is it in Maryland County, in Granger County, in Sino County? How much is it? Let's get that information. And then a gallon of gas as well. We're talking about essential commodities.
Yes.
A gallon of gas, a bag of rice, and yeah. Folks, yeah, tell us the price. We want to know. It's extremely important. And I said, because the roads are so bad, by the time these commodities are trucked over there, then the prices go way up.
Maybe we should ask Finabono to
suffer even more.
Finabono used to have her business down in Grand Jide. She was
Finabono had a place also in Kawe Ken, River G.
Yeah, yeah.
She's a sell food to the people there in the gold mining area.
Oh,
and all the time she sold food there and sold stuff, she never made money to build little BB houses. She's building now. But as chief of protocol, look at somebody said rice in Maryland County is $2,800. Baga, how much is $2,800 in Liberian dollar? Give us a quick estimate.
Let me see.
What's the rate?
170.
So somebody said a bag of rice in China is 4,500. Are you sure, my brother? Francis Boyman? We want to be sure, please. Give us accurate numbers. We're just trying to do something. And all of this, I say, is because of the bad road.
Oh,
the bad road makes it worse.
Transportation affects food big time. Transportation
everywhere in the world.
It's important. if you can take 1 hour or 2 hours to carry something to Basel or River says, but because the road by, you got to spend nearly a day on the road. Yes, you got to add that cost to it.
Precisely. But what is the thing? How much is
$17.47.
My man, I don't agree with that person. I think higher than that.
You know, but actually the people who buy the rice in volume to sell it, they probably buy it cheaper. Yeah, they buy it a little cheaper. They probably buy like $12.
Yeah, but I said, but when they export it down there, it costs a lot. When they transport it. Somebody said in retro, a gallon of gas is $780. How much is a gallon of gas in town? Boy,
$610.
Okay, 610 in town is 780 in Grand Can you imagine, Isaac?
Yeah.
And that is all because the roads are very bad.
23% markup. So yeah. we'll take one show to look at the harmonized consumer price index. That's what the central bank uses to classify the different level of consumptions, whether they're alcohol, beverages, tobacco, whether they're clothing and food, footwear, whether they're your housing, your water, your electricity, or your household equipment or your health. They put all of that in a basket. They consider that a basket of goods that they use to decide on inflation in Liberia. So we can look at that kind of pricing and see how is the cost of those things is like beyond the reach of the normal person to be able to incorporate all of those things. So most of us are living in extreme poverty, Henry, and it's really, really sad when you look at the economy of Liberia. And it does not have to be like that, especially places like in the Southeast where the people are mining so much gold and diamond today.
I'm telling you, Isaac,
our people can't even benefit from their natural resources. It's extremely criminal.
Because, Isaac, the policy makers don't do anything. Look, Isaac, you've got all these big companies in the Southeast exploiting the resources. What would it take for Southeastern lawmakers in the legislature to get together and work with the executive to establish a trust fund for road maintenance and say, look, a portion of these people who are operating in our area, whether it's logging, is mining, is whatever, we want a portion of their proceeds. They will pay extra money to go into an account from which we will procure equipment to maintain our road. I said, what would it take them?
But man, look, in River says, and I gotta get a better understanding of it. In River says, they had the plank committee or something like that, where any log leaving, they will get some percentage or some dollar or some cents.
I know that because you know what? Right. I had a pit sawing operation in River Cess.
Okay.
And we used to pay to every single piece of plank.
And I gotta talk to my man. I gotta talk to Steve because I don't know if it's true or not. But that
it is true. I had a pit sawing operation.
I know the fund exists, but I'm saying what has transpired so far. The national government has taken that fund from in the hands of the people of River Cess, even though I cannot say they utilize that most effectively for the people, but the national government has taken that fund and now it's under FDA. So I got to ask him if that fund is really under FDA and what they are doing with that plank fund for the people of River Cess or for the people of other parts of Liberia,
Terribly sad.
You didn't say the gold doesn't belong to the people, it belongs to the companies.
But that's how they make it look like, yeah. Because they're taking all the gold out, the people are poor, their lives don't change, but the foreign firms are building their own countries.
I saw some kind of agreement with the Chinese people where the people of River Cess agree for the Chinese people to exploit the gold off the river. And these guys, they have no concern for the environment. They will redirect a whole river.
I saw that video you shared one time in River Cess where the guys were redirecting the river and basically contaminating the whole environment.
Everything downstream. Our people ain't got no water system. They're not seeing dirty water they got to drink, sadly. And then these guys just extract that gold. Then they promise one school over 2 years. You build one little school for the community. You dig one well.
And you know how much? Do you know how much for gold? 1 ounce of gold?
It's sad, man. Our government does not protect our people. You know, they don't. And with that,
oh my God, Liberia needs. I say Liberia needs a strong leader.
There's so many areas that you bring leadership to. It changes the country. It changes the economy. Because when people start to benefit, they got a little bit more money to spend. That money is turning over in the economy. They can do a little bit more business, and things can flow better. You know, the road is not that much of an issue if you pass those 10, 15, 25 spots from, you know, on Grand Bassa all the way down to on Sino or to Maryland. You know, it can change things, man. It can really change.
It can make a real impact in the people's lives.
Yes.
Commodity prices before are going to be cheaper to come to Monrovia.
And somebody made a good point. Ivory Coast is right there. Look, the fisheries in Maryland can make a lot of money in the Harper area because you can supply. There's a whole market in Ivory Coast for fish that they don't have over there. So we have the opportunity to really be a provider for people in the region. But our people don't use that vision. You talk about it, they don't want to exercise those kind of things.
Very sad. Isaac Vatuba, thank you very much. Wakai, thank you very much. Thanks to you and the team.
Enjoy your trip. Enjoy the people.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.